Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. It is story time with Kathleen. It is a story from my book, Heal to Heal. And this is a really great one. You want to pay attention. This guy's name is Kenneth Hagin, and he is widely considered the father of what they call the Word of Faith movement. And no wonder, because the faith healing that he experienced while he was a teenager impacted not just his life, but thousands and thousands and thousands of lives were changed because of what this man did. So, he grew up with a rare, incurable heart disease. He had a deformed heart. The odds were stacked against him, doesn't even get it done. So the family, the doctors, pretty much everybody had given up, and he is bedridden. He is just suffering through this situation. And a couple things happen. First, he has a series of visions of like hell and heaven and hell, and he just cries out to the Lord. He says, Jesus, save me. So he ends up having this dramatic salvation experience where he accepts Jesus as Lord. But he's not healed yet. However, that experience made him want to serve God. So he started reading his Bible. So he starts in the New Testament and just reads as much as he can every single day. And he ends up getting a hold of Mark 11:23 and 24, which is what? It's whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. And he is just dumbstruck by this. He's like, whatever I ask in prayer, that could mean my healing. Like I could ask for that. But he didn't fully understand it yet. And so he was asking his mom, can you get our pastor to come over here and explain this to me? I really want to get my brain around this. Well, through a series of events, his pastor didn't come. There was another pastor that didn't come. The guy they end up getting to come is his aunt's pastor. So his aunt's pastor comes over and he's wanting to try to ask him, tell me about this verse. But he can't get it out. The pastor just has a hard time understanding him. In the meantime, instead of that guy telling him, yeah, no matter what, just know that you can build up your faith. Don't give up hope. He doesn't do any of that. All he does is basically pats him on the head and says, don't worry, son. In a few days, it'll all be over. That's great. Thank you so much. Then, as if that's not bad enough, he goes out of the room to the next room with his family, and his mom is out there just holding on to kind of some shred of hope. And he proceeds to say, Lord, protect this family, comfort them in their coming loss. His mom bursts into tears. Everybody's given up. Nobody believes that this guy is going to survive. And the coup d'etat is that they start planning his funeral right in front of him where he can hear. They even come in and ask him, where do you want to be buried? Who do you want to sing? So he's listening to this whole family plan his funeral. So he very easily could have agreed with that. He could have so easily given up. But he had had a taste of this scripture. Now, for a while, that experience of them planning his funeral really threw him off. But he didn't give up. And he came back and started meditating on this again. And he spent time with the Lord just asking him. And so he goes through this whole process. At first, he's praying, expecting for there to be like a change. He'll be praying and then see, did it happen? Pray. Is my heart better? Pray. Do I see? And he realized over a period of time, the Lord showed him, no, that's backwards. You can't wait to see if you're better. And see, this is how we get it all wrong. We're waiting to have a doctor or somebody tell us, your scan is better, your diagnosis has changed. We're waiting for somebody else to tell us. We're looking for something in the sense realm, and it doesn't work like that. It starts in the unseen. And so Kenneth, over a period of time of just praying and praying and praying, finally the day comes and he just gets it. He gets it. He understands. It doesn't matter what I feel. It doesn't matter what I see. It matters what I believe. And so he starts to understand this and he builds his belief up. He starts to see himself doing these other things. He says, I'm going to go down to the courthouse. I'm going to stand there. I'm going to preach. He starts to believe this and build this up in his mind. And then when the time comes and he's ready, he realizes, I have to act. I have to act this out. And so he ends up getting up out of bed. Now, his healing did not come instantaneously, but the moment that things changed in his thought life, the moment that he made a decision and he said, this is what God says, that whatever I ask in prayer, believe, and it is so, that's it. And he fully aligned with that. And he decided to ditch the other narrative. He said, no way about the funeral. I'm going with this. I'm choosing life. So he stood up, he acted it out, and within a matter of days, his strength started returning. And over a matter of weeks and months, he was completely and totally healed. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. He went back and stood at that courthouse and eventually went on to preach and teach and write and do all the other extraordinary things that he did in his life. But it would have never happened if he had done the thing that so many of us do. We've got it backwards. We have to learn to believe first. It is not seeing is believing. It is believing is seeing. Now, he is not the only guy in the book that had an experience like this. There are so many others, but his story is one to keep in your mind, to keep fresh in your mind. That is how faith works. Faith starts in the unseen. If you get stuck in the sense realm, you're in the wrong place. You have to be in the faith realm. The faith realm is where there is victory, because the word tells us faith is the victory that overcomes the world. So remember that and have a wonderful day.